Hello and welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft Hardcore. My name is Syken and today we are continuing the World of Warcraft Hardcore series of our Rogue, Syken Stealth, or Syken Heights rather, on the official service of Stitches. It's time to do Hillspread, rather South Shore. So, came here, was just about to start the quote-unquote stream, and got immediately ambushed by assassins level 38. Those guys are scary if you're coming here, specifically if you're 34. And the guide currently assumes that we are 32, mind you. So that could have gone very much wrong. It's 2 level 38 mobs that just ambush you out of nowhere. I for once popped Blade Furry and dragged them right into the guards, and then that was that. But it could have been really, really bad. So yeah, bottom line, be aware of them and be careful. We are starting, however, before trading in their quest, we are starting with a few murlocs, because besides the assassins, of course, there is more problems here. The mainly set problems are the murlocs and other things that live on the shoreline. The murlocs indeed are a bit of an issue when you're fighting them. Sorry for my coughing, by the way. When you're fighting them, you're going to fight against large packs of murlocs, and that really is annoying. On top of it, several of them are casters, so unless you go really, really close, you do have a problem. Inviting a priest here, it makes that whole thing a little bit more bearable.
Aggro.
These guys are nasty. The oracles, they deal a lot of damage, but together with 2, it should be less of a problem.
Aggro.
Alright, let's see if the priest can help with healing. So far it can, so that's fine. And we can kill multiples of these guys. It's funny that he puts a Shadow Word Pain on them, because that's honestly not that needed. I think he realized that now, and is saving some mana.
Aggro.
Alright, little bomb here. pulled an entire camp. Let me trade in quickly so that we are on the same step.
Not ready yet.
Never mind, you are on my step. Let's kill the last ones for you. Okay. He needs a couple of tide hunters.
Aggro.
And he also needs a few more oracles. Yeah, I mean those 4 or 5 pulls that we just had. You wouldn't really do that if you were alone. That's a bit suicidal. That is indeed a bit suicidal.
Aggro.
It's too far away.
Aggro.
But with a group of 2, it's not a big problem. Let's trade in. And you might want to save some mana for bigger pulls. Shadow Word Pain is not really needed.
Aggro. Aggro.
It's too far away. I can't do that yet. Not enough energy.
Good. So, first iteration of the Murloc is done. There will be a second one because we're now going to get Murloc heads. This here is the trade-in for the Assassins.
Well met. For the Alliance. Like pleasure.
And we're running over to the Murlocs. And I assume the guide will tell us to then continue on.
Hey there.
Good. Follow up. Kill every thing at the Murlocs again and get their heads. It's a bit of a weird quest design, I might say. Seldom that you go, kill something, and then the quest says, okay, cool, now you've killed that thing. How about you kill more of said thing?
Aggro.
Good, we need 10 heads each, which is not a big problem.
Aggro.
Okay. After these Murlocs, I think the next step, if I recall correctly, was Nagas, so we'll switch it up a little bit. The good part is now the camp that we've destroyed a bit earlier is slowly but surely respawning, which will give us all the time in the world to nicely pick it apart.
Aggro.
Can't do that. I don't have enough energy. That ability.
Priest now focuses a bit more on healing, which I think is the right decision because
Not enough
I have infinite DPS
Aggro.
as long as the healing is there.
Not enough energy. Not enough.
Aggro.
Not ready. I can't do that yet. Not enough energy. I don't have a
Aggro.
out of range.
Easy takedown of the scamp.
Aggro.
It's too far away. I can't do that. Not
This priest definitely wants to use his spells. He's like, nope, I'm not a healing bot.
Aggro.
Let me cast some spells. Fair enough, buddy. As long as you hit your healing button whenever it's needed or drink from time to time, we're cool.
I need to get
Aggro.
not enough. That ability isn't ready yet. It's too far away. Not enough energy. I don't have enough. Not enough energy.
Because as it stands, his usage of mana is a bit lavish.
Aggro.
I can't do that yet. Not ready.
Aggro.
That ability isn't ready yet.
Come on, pull it a little bit back. There we go.
Aggro.
That ability isn't ready yet. Not enough energy. Not enough energy.
Aggro.
That ability isn't have enough energy.
Good.
Not enough.
We are almost
Aggro.
halfway in, which is just as fast as we would be alone. So we're trading a bit of extra security
Not enough energy.
for an equal amount of speed.
That ability isn't ready yet. Not enough energy. I don't have enough. I'm out of range. That ability isn't ready.
Aggro.
I can't do that. I need to get closer. I can't do that yet.
Good. The advantage of really doing this together is you basically can do all of the big camps. Elsewise, this would be
Aggro.
like walking on eggshells. pulling the individual ones, and I would be spending a lot of time in the water just to get the individual ones down. I actually prefer it this way.
It's too far away.
Aggro.
Not ready. I can't do that. I don't have enough energy. Not enough energy.
Aggro.
That ability isn't ready yet.
Aggro.
Little copper bomb. I don't have an AoE taunt, so that's a bit of an iffy situation. He needs to fade there, which he did very late.
Aggro.
That ability isn't ready yet. Not enough energy.
I was hoping I could get the kill through before the healing wave. That was not the case.
Aggro.
Alright, we're at 8 and 6.
Aggro.
I need to get
What the priest is doing nicely, on the other hand, is he hits the dispel button,
not enough.
which is fine. Let's go back. There are respawns, and we need to trade in anyways. Yeah, we're killing really fast, all things considered. I mean, if I was to do this alone, it would potentially take just as long, maybe even longer. Anyways, fast forward the rest for you guys. Good, we're finally done with Murlocs. Didn't take as long as I would, as I initially thought. I think too many this particular quest line is actually not a bad idea. And Questy tells us to do exactly that. Currently I don't have like massive world buffs, so
Can I help you?
I'm individually not, well, I am strong, but I'm not that strong.
Greetings. Be careful. What can I do for you? You need something? Good day to you.
Good. Problem solved. Now, next step, Nagas. Is this just a kill quest? I think it is. Pretty sure it is. Whilst we're at it, let's poison our weapons.
That ability. I can't do that.
Could have just kicked that. I'm an idiot.
Aggro.
I'm out of range. Not enough energy.
Good, with two people, this, any form of kill quest is just an absolute blessing. Any form of drop quest, not so much,
Aggro.
because it just takes a super long time. It depends. I mean, sometimes if you do have a 100% drop rate, you're still faster with two people. If you pick a combination of classes where that tends to be true. In our case, if he isn't wasteful with his mana,
Aggro.
then yes, we would definitely be faster. Simply because I can non-stop kill. I just need to worry about slice and dice being up. Ah, come on.
It's too far away.
Aggro.
And whenever Blade Fury is up, I can essentially on cooldown pull with Blade Fury.
Aggro. Aggro.
Not ready yet. That ability isn't ready. I can't do that yet. It's too far away. Not enough energy.
Good, we got 6 of the sorceresses, which is good. As always, the shore hunters
Aggro.
are missing a bit.
Can't do that yet. I need to get closer.
Aggro.
Not enough energy.
Aggro.
It's too far away. I can't do that. That ability isn't ready yet. Not
Good, and that's the third part of this quest essentially. Man, we're
Aggro.
overall really quick with the killing. Like I said, if it is just a kill quest, there's nothing beating a duel. Because I'm still getting more than 50% of the kill experience. And the majority here is the quest experience anyways.
that ability is
Plus, the danger with two people is just much lower. You can essentially pull and pull and pull and pull, and
Aggro.
none of the enemies ever will stand a chance against you.
not enough energy.
Aggro.
I need to get closer. I can't do that. Not ready.
I hate to go that far into the ocean,
Aggro.
but sometimes it's necessary.
I can't do that yet.
Aggro.
These guys are typically found in the water, which is why you get a lot of the casters, but very little of these guys on land.
That ability is not ready yet.
They share the spawn spots with one another, but for me, anecdotally, it feels like on the shoreline you have a 3-to-1 population in favor of the casters. Yeah, the shore stalker we don't even need. We need shore hunters. So on land you have kind of a 3-to-1 in favor of the casters, and in the water it's the exact other way around. Whether it's 2-for-1 or 3-for-1, hard to tell, but that's kind of how it feels. Good, we cleared this super fast. Super fast. So next up, Soothing Turtle Biscuit. That we're not going to do together with him. Matter of fact, what does the guide want us to do? Fly to Arathi Highlands. And oh, the guide wants us to do the whole new plague thing in one go. See, that's always strange to me.
I'm out.
I think it lets out the turtles completely, and I can agree with that. The quest is very slow. Well, we're going to see what the guide wants us to do. Like I said, I am trying to follow the guide as much as possible, but from time to time, man, it doesn't make that much sense. It just doesn't make that much sense.
Need help?
So, what does the guide want us to do in Arathi? Go there. Turn in Marlin's request. Hints of a new plague. Where do we even turn that in? Ah, over here, okay. Oh, I remember. This leads to a escort quest. Northfold Manor, what was that? Oh, that's the Syndicate Highwayman, and it wants us to do that as well. Okay, so we're doing this into the escort quest. Already done step 19, that is done, and then we're doing step 20. Okay, interesting. A little bit different than I would play it, but I now get the rationale behind it. There are 2 lower level ish quests here, and it basically wants us to do that. What does it want us to do here?
Can I help you? What can I do for you?
Quest look is full, that's not great. We're just going to ignore that. Turn in new plague. Okay, cool. Good. Once we're done with that, we need to kill the Syndicate. That is going to be a nice episode because the quests are actually fun to watch. I personally like escort quests because they are a little bit more, shall I say, entertaining. They are a little bit more entertaining and sometimes also a bit more difficult. So that one is good. Going there, then afterwards the Syndicate. That's going to be another kill quest, a good one. And then what does it want us to do afterwards? Back to South Shore and fly to Wetlands. Interesting. Okay, so we're going somewhere completely different, but it was just Hillspread Arathi 1, so there will be, we're in a typical fashion of this guide, we are going to come back. Hints of a new plague, fair enough, so that is an actual difficult fight. If it was to happen, we need to find the undead courier, who can be anywhere on the road. And I remember the escort quest isn't immediately coming. You first of all need to get that courier and then you're doing the escort quest. Anyways, if I shall run into it, great. If not, also cool. We're going to go to the Syndicate. Okay, Northfold Manor, here we come. And with it, a lot of Syndicate highwaymen. These bad boys love to hide. Kind of along the way here. So our job will be to not fall for that and use our human perception. But I think we can see them regardless. No need to go to into stealth here ourselves. Just trying to kill them as fast as possible. Keep Slice and Dice up and running. They do have backstep though, so we should respect that part. Backstep can hurt quite a bit if you actually turn your back to them. Luckily for us, we're already a few levels higher than they are, so we see all of the highwaymen. Without that, it's a bit tedious because I've seen a couple of death compilations where people died here, essentially not knowing that there were quite a few of these highwaymen around. And then if you already run away and you panic and you run into one of them, that can indeed be a bit problematic. Also trying to get the mercenaries down. The only thing that we don't need is path stalkers, but unfortunately they are a bit in the way, and I don't have the habit of just walking around everyone. You can see current quote-unquote meta of what I'm doing. It's just keeping Slice and Dice up for overall maximized auto attacks. And then attacking without stealth. I figured out that that is the highest kill speed that I can achieve. We're using bandages, higher level bandages, to minimize the time in between. If we don't have slice and dice up, we can kind of do a cheap shot opener. Sometimes there are two in here, so I just wanted to make sure that that's not the case.
It's too far away.
Keep up slicing and dicing, and you can already see those little highwaymen to the left and the right. We do have one more weapon upgrade, by the way. Next level, 35. Got myself a sword, this one here, which is going to be a slide. DPS upgrade, 5 extra DPS, and it's a slow sword. So that's going to be fine, and will carry us until level 40. And then we're finally getting our power spike that I so desperately am trying to get. Alright, fast forward for the rest. I think this quest here is straightforward enough. Very good. So, let us trade in. And then I think we're done with that part of the guide here.
Well met.
Yeah, the badges, we're not doing that now. Don't need food. And I think we're going to the wetlands.
You need something?
Let's see what the guide has in stock for us. Turn in of a quest, and then I would bet you we're going to Duskwater Marsh. Did a lot of that. Turn in missing diplomat. Actually, I don't know. I mean, I already did part of the missing diplomat part, so let's see what the guide wants us to do, and then depending on it, we might end today's episode. Good. Let's see what the guide wants us to do. So this here is just a trade-in, and now it wants us to go to Manethil Harbor, and we are on our way to 1,000 needles. This is going to be interesting. Naturally, that means we are going to do a complete new episode. For that, 1,000 needles, it is 33 to 34, which I can understand. 1,000 needles has a lot of quests, but we're still about a level ahead of the guide. Fantastic, if you ask me. And we should reach 35, maybe even close to 36, whilst we are on the 1,000 needles ones. Anyways, see you in the next episode, guys, and have a good one. Bye bye. Hello and welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft Hardcore. My name is Syken, and today we are continuing the World of Warcraft Hardcore series on the official servers of Stitches. We have arrived in Shimmering Flats, 1,000 needles, got level 35 on the way here, and we got our noble's brand of the tiger, the sword that we're using in main hand. Fantastic weapon, and that is going to hopefully carry us all the way to 38, 39. which is where we're finally going to do the Scarlet Monastery into RFD quest lines. We will need to visit Desolace beforehand, so no matter what the guide says, my next move will likely be to go to Desolace. 35 is an excellent level to do that. 36 even better, because you can do all of the quests in one go. So that'll definitely be our move to go to Desolace and get ready with Into the Scarlet Path, which is essentially the quest that opens up Scarlet Monastery's main quest line. And I think RFD is pretty straightforward. Main quest there, we just need to be level 38 and then we can pick it up in one of the major cities. Would need to look it up. I would like to get both quests going basically before we're joining a group, and when we're joining a group I would create the group in such a manner that we're doing both of the locations in one swoop. I think that's the most reasonable way of doing it. Which brings us to another reasonable thing, the good old Shimmering Flats. So we have plenty of quests here. In a nutshell, we need to kill everything that moves. Like pretty much anything and everything that moves deserves to die. These vultures, we need them for their bones. The scorpions, we need them for their pincers, or for their venom rather. Then we need to collect rocket cart parts. We need to kill quite a few what is it, turtles. So that's going to be a big thing. And I need to be careful with the nature damage that I'm taking. It's just a lot. If you're getting too poisoned, the withering poison is going to get you down. Got a jungle remedy if needed, but for now we're fine. There isn't that much of an option to basically not get poisoned. So, and the way that I think we're going to go about this little adventure here is we're just going to do kind of a half circle and get everything on the way. And if we're not done, we're just going to rinse and repeat. Oh, I forgot. We also need to kill 10 capstone basilisks and then 10 other basilisks, so both of those. Did this guy just charge in? No, never. They don't have a charge. I will need to use food in order to regain health at the beginning. Later I'll use bandages. Got myself quite a bit of rune cloth bandages. That should do the trick. For now, the beginning start will be a little bit slower, but then we're going to be fine. And once this stupid poison is out of the way, our kill speed should also be decent, I would say. We have the right level for this, so I actually think for once the guide did a commendable job by essentially sending you here relatively late, because that means we can quickly kill all of these guys. The turtles, pretty easy way to go about it. They just have a lot of armor, so what we're going to do is use expose armor, and then the rest should be easy. yeah, you can see the damage significantly increases once that is happening. They are not dealing a lot of damage either. And even 2 points. Even 2 points are fine. Good. Now that our poison is away, we can just use bandages, and you can see how fast that is. It massively speeds up the process. Shimmering Flats, always one of my favorite locations, because it is really straightforward. There are no elite mobs patrolling, nothing. It's just kill as many of these guys as needed and then move on. So if your kill speed is good, then this area here is fantastic for you. And with a new sword, our kill speed is not too bad. Picking up these parts in between, also nice little way of regaining our energy. And then each of these enemies requires a certain treatment. Some need to be stunned, like the scorpions, so that you are not getting the stupid poison. Others need exposed armor, so that you kill them a bit faster. And others, like the vultures, you just basically kill. I like the collection of the rocket parts in between. Eases it up a bit. In terms of damage, I think we're fine. Just imagine how much more damage we're going to deal. This is completely unbuffed, or rather self-buffed, with the new weapon. And we're killing really, really, really fast. Imagine just how fast things are going to be once we're done with both of the dungeons. This is going to be such a power play afterwards. Just for shits and giggles, I think I'll get world buffs after that. And then we're going to see just how fast we can kill. And to be fair, there is actually even a bit of a logic behind it. Inferalis over here, kind of early level 40s, so 41, 42, 43, would need to look up what level exactly. There are Nagas, and there's a super dangerous cave with the Nagas where there's massive respawn. I know that the world record in speed leveling included basically going through that cave, and it was a rogue, and I have to assume that they had somewhat up-to-date weapons. Whether or not they have gotten kind of the 2 swords that I was talking about and just used the power spike, but bottom line is they had a sword-based build, just like we had it. And with Adrenaline Rush and Blade Flurry, you can go through 2 of them at a time. Very often, like every 2 minutes you can pull 2, and then in between you pull 1. Well, you can even pull more than 2. You can actually, with Blade Flurry, pull 3 or 4. And the bottom line is, if you do that, you can go down to 10 to 15 second kill speed with a full slot of rune cloth bandages, say 200 of them. You can very much just grind there, and to my knowledge it's between 70 and 100k if you do that. Compare it, we're looking at 60,000 experience per level. So we would be looking at a little bit less than an hour per level. And you can pretty much do that for 3 to 4 levels. I'm not sure if I'm going to go down that route, but since this is kind of a playthrough where I'm testing things out, might be the right moment. I mean, currently we have wasted around 3 hours, so that's to be deducted. So we're at 1 hour 12, which is 36 hours. That's exactly 1 hour per level at this point, which is a very fast speed. And when I say we wasted it, I needed to pick up a couple of things and needed to get world buffs and fly back. You wouldn't necessarily do that. Sometimes I needed to actually wait, and that took some time. So we are at 35 hours, 36 hours in the playthrough, which is pretty good for that level. If we can keep up the momentum and do do Scarlet Monastery as well as Razorfang Downs, then we should be good to go. Because in my book, both of those swords are so ultra good that afterwards, at least for 5 levels, there is, like until level 45, there is nothing that can that really stands a chance against us. And I'm thinking whether or not grinding is the right approach, or if we would go to quest. I know for sure that the grinding piece, since you're not having any travel time, you're just going at it, and it is between 50 minutes and 60 minutes per level. Like at least for 3-4 levels, you could just go there and it's ding, and you got it. It slows down at some point when the mobs are, some of the mobs are becoming green, but I think that is mid-40s, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to speak completely out of context, but I think the mobs there are level 41, 42, some 43. So you would want to be at least at a level where none of these mobs are orange to you. And if you can manage that, plus grab world buffs for 2 hours and just go at it, then that's going to be ultra fast. I would assume 10 seconds kill speed chain pulling. So we're already fast with our sword. Just imagine the fiery enchants and all of the world buffs on top of it, plus better weapons that are literally 150% of what we're currently having in terms of damage. So that will make a huge difference. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it and talking myself kind of into it, maybe I'll showcase that. Maybe we're just going to see how well that does. I'll get a weak aura for XP per hour going, and then we're just going to grind it out. Will not be the most interesting 3 hours of my life, but I think if from a content perspective, if we put it into like one episode, there is a good potential that makes for an actual good episode. Okay, so we are kind of halfway through the circle here. Not bad. We are almost done with the basilisks, I would say. The soulstone ones at least. But there are also crystal hide basilisks, which are here and in the south, and these we need to kill as well. So easy peasy, even more kills, and you can just see how quick our kills overall are going. Like even without all of that, I think we're currently at a 20-second per enemy kill speed, which will just improve massively as we're going deeper. Okay, so we will fast forward a little bit. I talked enough, and I want to showcase the other side, but also just do a couple of quests in between. This here is a bit repetitive, so I don't want to just show this as the only content for this episode. Alright, so after we're done with the quests in Thousand Needles, we traded them in. Wasn't really that much to it. The guide then sent us on to a world tour. A little bit of Stranglethorn, but like nothing major, just tiny bit. And then now it sent us to Hillspread, actually. And I figured, you know what, before I'm doing the world tour completely, might as well just show you guys what we're doing. So let's see. I killed a couple of turtles, and that's about it. That I don't need. And what else? Man, so many stuff that the guide might use a little bit later. Anyways, so encrypted ledger, yes please. And 4 bonding, yes please. And we have killed quite a few syndicates actually. So we're done here. As you can see, I wasn't idle, but I rather used the time in order to do something meaningful. In this case, it was getting world buffs. So we're going to, and by the way, we've reached level 36. I should have said that as well. No, that's Terran Mill. I want to go down that route. We need a few more syndicate guys and yetis. That's what the guide wants us to do. I pre-bought a few items, Hillsman cloak and bolt of woolen cloth. So that we're currently doing. There's a feral druid here, kind of doing his thing as well. And we have a lot of quests. We need these mountain lions. Including Elder Mountain Lions. Then we will need the Syndicate, quite a few of these guys. Not in a big hurry with them.
It's too far away.
Then we need
I'm out
Yetis
of range.
for the Yeti Cloak.
Not ready yet. Not enough energy. I don't have enough energy. Not ready. I can't do that. Not enough energy. I don't have enough energy. Not enough energy. I don't have.
And yeah, we can do all of that at the same time. You can see the kill speed is phenomenal. We're taking very little damage, even though we don't have a weapon upgrade yet. Man, I'm so looking forward for the weapon upgrades, by the way. This is going to absolutely be fantastic.
Not enough energy. I don't have enough energy. Not enough energy. That ability isn't ready yet.
Good. Let's just get a couple of hulking mountain lions. Then we're going to go for the Yetis,
I need to get closer.
because why not?
Not enough energy. I don't have enough energy.
Equal level enemies take a tiny bit longer, but not that much.
It's too
We're okay. I'm literally just trying to keep slice and dice up all of the time. And the rest pretty much automatically happens. Mountain lion, mountain lion, mountain lion. These are all not the hulking ones that I actually need. And as much as I like grinding, this is not going to matter all too much.
I
However, they are sharing spawns, so by freeing that up, it would mean we could get back up here. At a later point. I think we're missing like what? Wait, sealed folder? That is new. That must be inside of the cave. Okay. Or misplaced. I think the sealed folder is from the syndicates. Okay, anyways, I was about to say no point in just grinding the lines. That's not going to lead anywhere meaningful. We're just going for the Yetis and then come back up, kill the last bit of the syndicate and a few hulking mountain lions, and then I would say we're going to do crush bounty knuckles and are just going to get rid of that as well. Okay, so let's do it correct this time. Here we go. Starting, and we're just going to count how many of these bad boys we're killing. So that's 1 down. 2 down. Three down. The kill speed is crazy. 4 down.
I'm out of range.
Like, we're talking 5 per minute, and I haven't even used Blade Flurry. Let that sink in. 5 per minute. It's like 12-second average kill time. Wow. Yes, there are a few levels lower than we are, but still, this is massive. The world buffs for rogues, just like for warriors, are just crazy. Wow, and I haven't even used Blade Flurry, because so far I've single pulled every single one of these guys. An absolute massacre, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the cave, and it felt like only a minute has passed. Wow. That's quick. That's 2 down for the price of 1, and we barely take damage against lower level enemies. No wonder that the guide specifically wants us to go and fight these types of enemies. Even though higher level ones might yield just a tiny bit more experience, I mean, the kill speed itself is crazy. Like, typically you end up with around 20 to 30 seconds kill speed if you're fast. everything below 20 seconds is already pushing it, specifically like continuously killing at that speed. But this here isn't even close. Like, yes, we're losing health here and there. Wow. Complete massacre. I bet you if I was to use the troll blood potion, we could potentially just go on and on. Something to consider if I do the Naga grind. Just go in with the troll blood potion. That will reduce the number of bandages that we need. This almost feels like AoE farming. Getting another scroll of strength going on top of all of those buffs. Granted, the world buffs are making up for a lot of this power. It's not that the character is like super twinged. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's still very fast killing. Okay, so Yeti Furs, 8 out of 10. We, and I can say that with confidence, have almost cleared the entire cave. This is, by the way, a forced respawn cave. If you ever were to clear out everything, the game would forcefully spawn more Yetis in, which is why this is a pretty decent grinding spot to begin with, at around level 30. And with Slice and Dice, we basically have a permanent 20% attack speed increase. With all of the other nice little features. That of course makes it like super potent. By the way, come here. Look at the speed of how quick they are dying. Sheesh. Well, I think we're done here, right? Why am I missing something? Yeah, we got 10 Yeti first, that's okay. Good, time for us to go for hulking mountain lions as well as a couple more syndicates. I'll do that off camera. Goody, we are done. Just killed all of the syndicates and oh, I now understand where that sealed folder is coming from. It's completely wrongly put on the map. Yeah, there is an undead career basically running from here all the way to Terran Mill. And yes, we will need to approach and kill them. But boy, Questy, you messed that up. For now, we're going to go for ogres. lots and lots and lots of ogres. And here and there, or picking on more than one of them. As long as Blade Flurry lasts, can get a good solid 3 kills out of it. These guys are dropping dirty knuckle bones, and that is what we're looking for. Once we're done with it, I would believe that the guide wants us to trade everything in, and potentially, I mean, I would go for follow-up quests, but how I know the guide, it will send us somewhere else, which is okay. I don't mind. Some of the follow-up quests are level 40 and we're currently 36, so that would be a bit too high. Well, it wouldn't, but for the guide. So it says get the Western Plaguelands flight point. Okay, we can do that. Fly to South Shore. Buy fine thread so that we can finish the cloak. Turn in all of the quests. That's okay. Take a follow-up quest, weight in gold. Oh, and then it wants us to go actually to Arathi, okay, and do a couple of quests there. Weight in gold was in Arathi, okay. Interesting. I mean, we can do that. It's not a problem. I want to do Desolace at some point, but 37 is still fine for me, because then we would level to 38 in Desolace, and I could do the Scarlet Path, which is then leading to my swords. And believe me, no matter what the guide says, we're going to get those swords, because that's actually the biggest power spike that I can think of, second to none. So Desolace is a must, and then it's just a question of when and how are you going to do it. And just look how fast we're even doing this quest. Those guys are level 36, so just our level. And with our kill speed, we're getting them down super fast. There is a rare dragon flying around here. Given that it is late in the week and the resets... Oh, wait, no, it's middle of the week, so the resets should have happened. I'm not sure if it is up, but it most certainly hasn't been killed yet. If it is up. So I've got to be careful. I think that guy is level 44. And very strong for its level. So definitely no bueno for us. Yeah, as long as nobody else camps the ogres, I think there are, despite our really, really fast kill speed, there's still enough left over, or shall I say left ogre, to feed us. The respawn should be fast enough. Good. I think the rest we'll do off camera. We killed so many already. And I want to showcase the other quests. For the record, I knew it. The guy was up. Narelizans. 44 elite, pretty hard dragon. Just leave it alone, specifically if you're level 36. I don't even know. Drops, I think, a couple of greenies, and that was about it. We're getting our Western Plaguelands. Flight point, which is good.
Need assistance?
Then we need to buy fine thread.
Need help?
There we go.
Feel like
We're saying thank you to a high level priest that has just buffed us, and we're flying back. So that will now allow us to trade in the Yeti fur cloak, and we have a couple of other quests actually to trade in. So let's see. We got the mountain lion quest, we got the turtle quest, we got the encrypted letter that we found, we got the Yeti fur cloak, we got Crush Ridge bounty, which were the ogres that we just did, and then Baron's demise. I think we haven't gotten that one yet. Baron Virtus of the Baron is all the way up here, so not 100% sure what the last quest is, but anyways, that's like, what are we looking for? 2, 4, 6 quests. Cool. So that will catapult us to 50%. And then what the guy certainly wants to do is worth a weight in gold, which is kind of quest here, with a lot of follow-ups. So it makes sense to do that now. And if I was a betting man, I would think that it is sending us to Desolays, or at least Duskwater Marsh first, and then later Desolays. But that would make a lot of sense. All right. So
King's honor, friend.
here's the cloak. I think the cloak itself was actually not really good. 6 agility, 3 spirit. No, thank you. We got a better one. But it was experience, so that in itself is helpful.
What can I do for you?
We do have Valentine's event, by the way. Oh, come on. The guy talks way too much. I just wanted the rewards. But apparently
You need
he's not interested. Good. We don't want Crush Ridge Warmongers. We're just going to trade in the remaining plants, and then we're off to Arathi Highlands.
What can I do for you? Greetings. Be careful.
Yeah, the next 2 quests, I mean, Noble's Death we could theoretically do, but that is a danger. It's actually a dangerous area, so there is no point in risking that now. Instead, what I would do is trade in the last quest here.
Have a good one.
Super good gloves, fantastic ones. Leave the cooking up there. Got stat food, I like that. And we got plenty of green stuff that will make us stronger. Good. Little disenchant session here. Let me do that off screen. Alright, as we're flying to Arathi Highlands, I figured it's a fitting end to today's episode. I don't want to make it too long. The Wither Bark Trolls for weight in gold, or worth the weight in gold, aren't really that hyper interesting. It's more of the same. We're just going to kill them, and it's going to be quite brutal. Once we're done here, we're going to see where the guide is sending us. I would say Dusk Wallow Marsh, and then later Desolace. That would be my tip. But we're going to see in the next episode. Take care, have a good one, and bye-bye.